Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm in kind of chill mode, so I'm just going to kind of thumb through this book for you guys. This is The Art of the Nasty. I showed this in a recent pickup video, and some of you guys commented that you'd like to see the inside, so I'm going to flip through it. So go get a soda, a snack, sit back and relax, and let's check this book out together. This was a book that was put out in the UK. And I'll just read the back a little bit, and let you guys know what's inside here. The Art of the Nasty is a unique visual record of a unique visual time. This is the most comprehensive collection of video nasty and pre-cert video sleeves ever reproduced in one volume. Banned by an act of parliament after a frenzied and hysterical press campaign, the video nasty was seen as a harbinger of evil and a genuine threat to the fabric of society. The Art of the Nasty reproduces almost 450 pre-cert video covers in all their lurid glory, including all of the official 39 nasties that were found obscene by the Director of Public Prosecutions. The whole gamut of pre-cert video sleeves is presented here, from sleaze epics like Violation of the Bitch, via the ludicrous and outrageous SS Experiment Camp, and the gross savagery of Cannibal Holocaust, to the powerful and confrontational image of a rape victim on the front of I Spit on Your Grave. The early video distributor was brash and out for profit, using packaging and marketing techniques reminiscent of the 1930s pulps, and video's image was to create its own demise, provoking reactions and revulsion and disgust in the viewer. These video sleeves were often far more extreme than the films themselves. This book explains and conveys the media furor, the fear, and the rush for political legislation that greeted the arrival of uncensored horror films on video in the UK. And this book here is a hardcover book, fully revised, updated, and expanded new edition, put out by Fab Press. And I think I paid about $10 for this used on eBay, which it's in really, really good condition. And it looks like this has a original text copyright of 1998, but this one was reissued in 2009. So yeah, let's flip through this bad boy and see some of the covers. And while we're looking through this, if there's any movies in here that you see that you own or any that you plan on picking up, you can always leave a comment down below. I'd like to hear from you guys. Also, if you'd like to pick up this book, or maybe you own this book already, I'd still like to hear from you guys. There are a lot of write-ups in here, but we're trying to get right to the good stuff. Not that the writings aren't good, but we want to see the covers. I'm sure that's why you guys are tuned in. So here we go. That is the first one is The Beast, which was also known as Anthropophagus the Grim Reaper, starring George Eastman. And you have Absurd, which was also starring George Eastman, and that was a recent release from 88 Films, which is a beautiful edition. And here you have Axe. And there's another alternative cover for Anthropophagus, the Beast, as it was known in Great Britain. And you have some Herschel Gordon Lewis goodness here with Blood Feast. And you have a couple of Mario Bava films here, Bloodbath and Bay of Blood. And here's one I have not seen before, and that is The Beast in Heat. That's a title for you right there. And like the back of the book said, a lot of these horror films were micro budget, so a title and cover art was everything to sales for films like this. So there's Bloody Moon. I believe that had a release from Severin. I could be wrong. Here's a good one, The Burning. That's an excellent movie. Really enjoy that. Arrow Video has put a couple of releases out on that, an Amaray and a Steelbook. And Scream Factory also put out a really nice edition with a slipcover for The Burning. There we have Blood Rights, and there's Cannibal Apocalypse, which was released by 88 Films. And then you have Cannibal Ferox, which was, and Cannibal Holocaust, which were put out by Grindhouse Releasing. More or less shock value type films. Here's a favorite of Walnuts there, that's Don't Go in the Woods. And I'm not sure when they put Alone. I've only ever known it as Don't Go in the Woods, and they recently put Alone in the title. We have the Devil Hunter, Cannibal Man. A couple different covers there for Cannibal Man. Here's another good one. Here's the Driller Killer. It's put out by Arrow Video. Evil Speak, starring Clint Howard. That DVD was put out by Code Red, and it has since got a Blu-ray release from Scream Factory. There's one called Expose, which I'm not familiar with. Driller Killer is one of those movies that it's so bad it's good. These are another series that were more or less, shock value, Faces of Death. I used to rent those when I was a kid at the corner VHS store. Fight for Your Life. Don't remember ever seeing that one. Andy Warhol's Frankenstein from 1973. Forest of Fear, The House by the Cemetery. That's a good Fulci film. I'm sure almost everybody has seen that by now. Gestapo's Last Orgy from 1983. I Spit on Your Grave, aka Day of the Woman, starring Camille Keaton. Very good rape revenge movie. House on the Edge of the Park. Island of Death, which is a horrible movie. That's so bad it's bad. I'm sorry, but I just don't care much for that film. The Last House on the Left, and Love Camp 7, which just recently had a nice Blu-ray and CD soundtrack release from Blue Underground, I believe, or maybe it was just the DVD Blu-ray collector's edition. Here is Mardi Gras Massacre, which has been released on DVD and Blu-ray in the States by Code Red DVD. Night of the Bloody Apes. And Night of the Demon, which was also released on DVD by Code Red. Here's Nightmare, also known as Nightmares in a Damaged Brain. Snuff, which was also a terrible movie. But that is some pretty cool cover there, cover art. SS Experiment Camp, which was released by Charles Band and Full Moon Video on VHS Hardbox, Big Box, which I do own that one. One of Fulci's best films, Zombie Flesh Eaters, aka Zombie 2, 1979 film, which I believe at the time of its releasing got an X rating. And here's a classic by Dario Argento, Tenebrae from 82. The Werewolf and the Yeti, that sounds pretty cool, never saw that one there. This one here says it's Nasties on Parole, 33 films that the DPP failed to convict. So these are the films that kind of snuck through, I guess. Cannibal Terror, The Beyond, another Fulci, The Boogeyman, and Contamination, Dead and Buried, which was a decent little film. I thought that was pretty good, from the early 80s, 1981 to be exact. And Death Trap, also known as Eaten Alive here in the States. That's a Tobe Hooper film. And there you can see the cover from the UK. Deep River Savages, which has a nice release from 88 Films. Don't Go in the House. Delirium. A couple different covers there of Delirium. The Evil Dead. Don't go near the park and don't look in the basement. I'm going to pause it here for a second, guys. It looks like my lens is a little foggy or a little blurry, so I'm going to try to correct that. Be right back. Okay, hopefully that looks a little bit better. It still seems like it's a little blurry. Here's one called Human Experiments, which I don't know anything about that film. Frozen Scream. Funhouse Carnival of Terror, that is also just known as Funhouse here in the U.S., a Tobe Hooper film. Get some Dario Argento goodness again with Inferno, very good film. Killer Nun, which was put out by Shameless Entertainment, and I believe it was put out here in the U.S. by No Shame. I don't think that ever got a Blu-ray release here in the States, but I could be mistaken. You have Drop Dead Dearest, and I Miss You, Hugs and Kisses. The Living Dead. Late Night Trains was a pretty good film. Don't Open the Window. There must be about 10 or 12 different titles with don't. Don't go in the attic. Don't go in the woods. Don't open the window. Don't go in the basement. Possession. This was put out in a really nice box set a couple of years ago. The film itself was okay, to me anyway. Nightmare Maker, that looks pretty cool. Prisoner of the Cannibal God, which was also known as, was it Slave of the Cannibal God in the U.S.? Starring Ursula Andress. Pranks. Revenge of the Boogeyman. 1982. Terror Eyes, The Slayer. I do have this on DVD. I'm not sure if that ever got a Blu-ray release. Horror film from 1981. This is Unhinged, and I believe when this first came out it had an X rating. And I believe it only has a DVD release. Visiting Hours, which was a Scream Factory twin billing on Blu-ray. You have The Witch Who Came from the Sea, which was released by Arrow Video in a box set. Zombie Creeping Flesh. Women Behind Bars. Jess Franco sexploitation sleaze film. And here we have Chapter 3 Nasties, the ones that got away. Serious Nasties that avoided prosecution by the DPP. There's Abducted. Age of Vengeance. Schoolgirls in Chains, which was released by Code Red on DVD and Blu-ray. Brutes and Savages. Some more Fulci goodness. City of the Living Dead. A couple of different covers there. And a film called Cataclysm. The original title was called The Nightmare Never Ends, and I don't recall that one, from 1980. Here is Dawn of the Mummy. It's an Italian mummy film from 1981. And you have Death Wish, Charles Bronson film. And we continue with Demented. And I think I'm going to go a little bit faster here. The Demons. There's a nice poster for that. The Demons. Another Jess Franco film from 1972. He went under the pseudonym Clifford Brown when he directed that film. You have Farewell Africa. I believe that was part of the Mondo Cane series. I could be mistaken about that. Emmanuel, Queen of Saros. The Jekyll Experiment. Oh God, remember that lady? Or that he, she, I forget what his name was. I know he was a cross-dresser, and he died a few years back of a drug overdose. Okay, Divine, that was what she went by. Mark of the Devil, which I thought was a good film. Satan the Slave. Many of you guys have seen that. I believe that was released by Code Red. Here's a Shogun Assassin. Really nice box set that was put up by Criterion on Blu-ray. Story of O, A Scream in the Streets. Here we have some Russ Meyer goodness. Straw Dogs. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Maybe, to me, the best horror film ever made. You have Terror Express, Extro the Mutilator. And there's an alternate cover for TCM. And here's chapter 4. Nice and sleazy does it. Not nasty and certainly not pretty. The sleaze epics from the Days of Pre-Cert Heaven. I'm just going to kind of blaze through this section here. This looks like it's kind of like the sexploitation stuff. Sex sells, so why not? Blood Vengeance, there's George Eastman. Celestine. Come Make Love With Me. There's a title for you. That probably sold some copies. Confessions of a Young American Housewife. There you go. See, that's the kind of stuff that sells. I know some of you guys paused my video right now and you're looking for these movies on eBay. You damn perverts. The Dirty Mind of Young Sally. What's she going to do with that microphone? Jeez, Sally. Settle down. Elsa. And these are all artwork on the covers, so there's nothing here that can be flagged. Here's Group Marriage. That was also put out by Code Red, I believe. That's one I don't have. I'm not really into the sexploitation, softcore porn movies. Not that I have anything against them, I just don't collect them. I'll watch them, I just don't collect them and buy them. House of Whipcord, that's a good one. That's a Peter Walker film. There you have Insanity. There you have Joyride to Nowhere. And Killer's Moon. The Killing Kind. The Lady Stay Dead, that was put out by Code Red on Blu-ray. Let Me Die a Woman. Oh God. The Love Butcher, also put out by Code Red. Madame Zenobia, Voodoo Lust. That's a title for you. That's a pretty cool looking cover. Naked Are the Cheaters. 9 Ages of Nakedness. The Other Hell. Here's another one that was put out by Code Red. Pets. Not sure if that ever got a Blu-ray release, but I know it was put out on DVD. There's Pretty Peaches. That was put out by Vinegar Syndrome. Red Knights of the Gestapo. The Reluctant Virgin. Man, this is a really good book for the price. So much information and different posters and titles and everything you need to know about all these video nasties that were banned in the 70s and 80s. The Sexorcist. Some of these I have to kind of be a little bit careful. Here's Tanya's Island, never heard of it. Here's a gruesome slasher for you, Torso. Twinkie. Charles Bronson, a very young Charles Bronson. Vampire Hunting. Is it just me, or does that lady look a little bit like David Bowie? Violation of the Bitch. There you go. That's a fucked up title. And I bet you it sold a whole bunch of copies. Or probably back then rented. I don't think people were buying VHS back then because VHS were very, very expensive back in the 70s and 80s. Here's Chapter 5, The Good, the Bad, and the Vomit Inducing. I believe this might be the last little part here. Let me see. There's Astro Zombies. That's a Ted V. Mikkel's film. I have that on Blu-ray and VHS in a VHS big box. It was put up by Charles Band. The film itself is so it's okay. The cover is way better than the film itself. That is a pretty cool cover though. Yeah, Being Different. Never heard of that one. And the Black Gestapo, which has a Blu-ray release by Code Red now. And I still have yet to watch that one. Here's another Argento film, The Bird with the Crystal Plumage. And here's another Baba film, Black Sabbath. And here's another Baba film, Blood and Black Lace and Black Sunday. Here's an Andy Milligan film, Blood, from 1973. Bloodlust, The Blood Spattered Bride. That is a cool cover and an awesome title. Blood Orgy of the She-Devils. Boarding House. The Brotherhood of Death. And a Deodato film called Cannibal. And I believe that was also called Mondo Cannibale, the Italian title. Here is The Cannibals, a Jess Franco film. Cemetery of the Living Dead. Circus of Horrors. The Corpse Grinders. That's a cool title. Look at that one. That might be the best cover so far. Corpse Grinders was a Ted V. Mikkel's film from 1971. Yeah. And we have Curse of Death. That's a pretty cool looking cover there. Curse of Death. Dark Night of the Scarecrow. Excellent film. That was a made-for-TV movie, and that was a really, really good one. The Deadly Spawn. That does have a Blu-ray release here in the States. I believe that was put up by Image Entertainment. There's Death Weekend, Death Row Killer, Devils in the Convent. There you go. Jeez. Don't Answer the Phone. Recently had a Blu-ray release here in the U.S. Drive-In Massacre. ETN, The Extraterrestrial Nasty. The original title was Night Fright, but they kind of tried to cash in on the E.T. fame. It looks like the original movie Night Fright came out in 1967. which is probably like about 15 years before E.T. came out. I believe that came out about 82, 83, something like that. Here's Eaten Alive, another cannibal exploitation film. It was a Lenzi film. Here is Equinox, that was put out by Criterion. I don't believe it has a Blu-ray release yet, but it came in the Fat Pack Criterion DVD. Actually, not a bad film. It was ultra low budget. There's The Executioner. He's got like a meat hook coming through his eye. Flesh Eaters, The Flesh and Blood Show, another Peter Walker film. Terror in Frankenstein's Castle of Freaks. There's a title for you. I don't remember if I don't think I've ever seen that one. It's a film from 1973. Headless Eyes, Grave of the Undead, Tomb of the Undead, The Hills Have Eyes. Excellent series. I even liked Part 2, the original Part 2, and I loved the remakes. I think I like the remakes even better than the original of The Hills Have Eyes. Have I Drink Your Blood, which was put out by Grindhouse. Invasion of the Blood Farmers, horrible movie. I own it on DVD. I think it's Retro Media. It's kind of hard to find the DVD, but the movie, it's pretty bad. Seminoid, however you want to pronounce that one. I do have that also on DVD. Journey into the Beyond. The Killing Hour. Yeah, I recommend if you guys can find this book, pick it up. This is a really nice edition. Even though I'm showing you the whole book here, this may be something you want on your coffee table for when you got company. Nightmare City. Another Lenzi film. Master of the Flying Guillotine. Never heard of that. That looks pretty cool. 1975 that came out. There's The Nesting. I thought that was pretty decent. The One-Armed Boxer versus the Master. There you go. It's some kung fu. Some kung exploitation. I'm not sure what they call that, but that looks pretty cool. The title sounds good. One-Armed Boxer versus the Master. You have to tune in to see who wins that one. Nightmare in Blood. Night of the Seagulls, which was part of the Blind Dead box set. I believe, what was it, 4 films or 5? There is Night of the Zombies from 1979. There's another ulterior cover there. There's Pigs. Plan 9 from Outer Space. I have yet to see this, even though many people say this is one of the worst movies ever made. Like, it's so bad it's good type of a film. It's an Ed Wood film, and it was ultra low buck, and it has a pretty decent cult following. I still need to pick that one up. Here's The Redeemer. That was put out by Code Red, and Raw Force was put out by Vinegar Syndrome. It's a pretty decent film. Thought it was pretty good. It was a Hong Kong, USA collab on that one. Here's one called The Sadist, which was banned in the UK for 22 years. It's a film from 1963. There's Rituals. Thought that was pretty good. That had a DVD release by Code Red. Here's Roman Polanski's Repulsion. I know a lot of people like that one a lot. Seizure. That was put out by Scorpion Releasing. The Severed Arm, Search for the Evil One. Sisters of Blood. The Single Girls. Shriek of the Mutilated. That looks pretty cool. It has like a Yeti. Spasmo. That was put out by 88 on Blu-ray. Umberto Lenzi. Here is Steel Claw from 1961. Here's some blaxploitation here. The Spook Who Sat by the Door. That's crazy. Here's probably my favorite Argento film, Suspiria. That is a very, very well made movie. The imagery, the writing, the directing, everything about this movie was really, really good. Switchblade Sisters. The Touch of Satan. Tomb of the Living Dead. There's Trapped. That was put out by Code Red. Truck Stop Women, also put out by Code Red. And I do own that, but I have yet to watch it. Werewolves on Wheels. And it looks like we're at the end. Zombies Lake. It's a Spanish-French film from 1980. The Witchmaker. Zappers. And this is just the appendix. So, hope you guys enjoyed that. And thanks for hanging out with me for a little while. Please feel free to comment below with any comments or questions. Feel free to give it a thumbs up if you liked it. If you are new to my channel, please feel free to subscribe. And I will catch you guys in the next video. I think tomorrow I will do part 2 of my Wild East DVD collection. So that was it, guys. That was Art of the Nasty. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I will see you next time.